Good evening, I'm Faye Barker. The husband of Nazanin Zaghari-Ratcliffe is now facing the 15th day of his hunger strike in the hope it'll help secure her release. Nazanin was detained in Iran in 2016 on spying charges, something she's always denied. The Foreign Secretary says she is doing all she can. Nazanin's husband Richard has been speaking to Rajiv Popat.
Richard Ratcliffe sits quietly outside his pop-up tent, but he's determined to be heard by those in positions of power. He believes the government should do more to secure the release of his wife, Nazanin Zaghari-Ratcliffe, who's been held in Iran for 5 years on spying charges. Mr. Ratcliffe is currently on a hunger strike. Today is day 15 of his protest.
It's getting a bit harder, I have to say. As you see, I'm sitting with a blanket and hot water bottle, and probably what happens in a hunger strike is your body slows down, which means it's hard to keep warm. I don't feel hungry, but I'm a lot slower moving, perhaps even a bit slower mentally.
What does Nazanin make of you doing this hunger strike?
First reaction, probably worry, because particularly as the days go on, and particularly how cold it is, knowing that there's a lot of caring people out there is also a source of strength.
Mrs. Zaghari-Ratcliffe has always denied the charges. She recently lost her appeal against a second prison sentence.
Certainly on mental well-being, it's really tough, to have this sort of sword hanging over you, to have these sort of games of cat and mouse played, and maybe it'll be okay, maybe it'll be suddenly 2 years in prison.
Celebrities like Claudia Winkleman and Victoria Coren Mitchell have joined the steady stream of well-wishers who turn up to offer their support.
You're on day 15. How long will you continue this hunger strike?
There's an Iranian delegation, Vice President's coming to the UK this week. I'd like to still be going while he's here.
It's also a strange time for the couple's daughter, who is now 7.
She knows I'm here to get Boris Johnson to bring Mummy home, and hopefully it'll work.
Rajiv Popat, ITV News.
A man has been charged in connection with the murder of Mohammed Muhyiddin. Mohammed was shot in the chest and later died of his injuries last Sunday in Harlington. Mohammed Ilyas Shakil has been charged with possession of a firearm with intent to endanger life and assisting an offender. Now, Amy Winehouse was, of course, famous for her music and her voice. But the late singer also had a signature look, one that's been recognised at an auction in LA today. Hundreds of items and iconic outfits belonging to the star are being sold off, including the dress seen here that she wore during her final live performance. The items are expected to raise up to $2 million.
To me, it just shows me how loved and revered Amy is, and by putting this stuff on sale at the auction, hopefully they'll be able to see that Amy did possess a lot of very expensive stuff, but also in there are a pair of sneakers and loads of pairs of her ballet pumps, which cost like 12 quid each, and to show that she's just an ordinary girl, just like everybody else.
Now it's time to take a look at today's sport.
For the love of the game. eBay sponsors ITV Regional Sports Reports.
In the Premier League, Tottenham drew their first league game under new manager Antonio Conte. Their match away to Everton finished goalless. The draw moves Tottenham up to 9th. Elsewhere, Arsenal continued their resurgence with a 1-0 win against Watford. They could have taken the lead in the first half, but Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang's effort was saved by Ben Foster. But Emile Smith-Rowe would eventually get the winner with this effort, his third goal in 3 Premier League games. The win lifts Mikel Arteta's side above Manchester United into 5th, while Watford remain 15th. Weather now, here's Helen Plint.
Great Western Railway sponsors the ITV London weekend weather.
Hello again, a very good evening to you. Today's dip in temperatures, the price we paid for plenty of sunshine. And moving forward, another flip reversal through the new week. So temperatures back above average for this time of year, but into the bargain, spells of wet and windy weather. It will be a very messy and unsettled sort of story. That ridge of high pressure still in influence over the next 24 hours, though. So it's not until later on Tuesday when you can see this waving cold front will start to head in, and that's likely to stagnate and head back towards us again on Wednesday. Dragging in that warmer airflow from the south and the west, though, a tropical influence, and that's keeping our temperatures very mild. Not just yet, though. They'll drop quite sharply this evening where we lose that cloud. So under the stars with less of a breeze on the outskirts of the region, we could actually be looking at a little frost by first thing tomorrow morning. But of course, the upshot of that is those clear skies mean plenty of sunshine. Maybe some mist and fog first thing, but quickly lifting. And that cloud again working into western areas as the day wears on, but still well enough broken. We'll see a decent amount of brightness even later. So dry and fine for another day. Temperatures similar to today.
Great Western Railway sponsors the ITV London weekend weather.
And that is all from the London team for now. We're back tomorrow morning with updates in Good Morning Britain. Until then, have a good evening. Bye-bye.